they shouldn't have done it. My daughter's going to have a field day.
Yeah.
Oh, I wrote.
Gonna take a couple of minutes and have me another cigarette here. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you should be able to get up, walk around, do it. Why just don't go where I told you in front of that chair?
You got a mouse.
I have a mouse.
I swear. That 4 times.
What do you got? Some mouse poop?
They're right there. In here.
You got mouse poop?
Yeah. They're right here.
Yeah.
You need to throw all that away.
What's that?
That down there.
What's down there? As far as I know, it's empty.
Little head's got all the
Was it cat stuff?
no, it's what you get, beans and rice.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Yeah. Hey, when the music starts, I'm on the air.
Okay.
There's 1 minute left. Now I'm gonna get ready. There we go. Go live. Try to Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daniel Lessig. This is for Liberty. First, let me thank all of you that are viewing me and make you making me a part of your day. I thank you very much for that. For those of you that are supporting my podcast, thank you for that. And, and we are still selling advertising spots. So if you're interested, please drop me a line at Daniel dot society lb dot 8m dot net, and I'll be happy to discuss it with you. Uh, we do have spots open, and while we're on that subject, today's podcast Liberty is sponsored the Society for Liberty and Prosperity. Society for Liberty and Prosperity is a pro liberty group dedicated to education of civics and advocating for people in the exercise of their civil rights. I hope you decide to check out our website, that's http:// www societylp.8m.net. And once you take a look at our website, I hope you'll join us in our mission. Okay, today we're going to be talking about mental health and current events. According to the National Alliance for Mental Illness, and it's at NAMI.org, 1 in 5 people from suffer from some sort of mental illness. Of those, approximately 1,000 to 1,500 people, or 100,000, attempt suicide. Now that is a sobering statistic, especially in light of current events. Now let's take a look first at the suicide rates. Okay, back in 2000, now mind you, these rates are per 100,000 people, and these are nationwide rates. In 2000, 6 out of 100,000 people successfully commit suicide. In 2005, that grew to 11.9. In 2010, it grew to 13.2. In 2015, that number grew to 15. Now, from 2016 to 2020, the numbers took a little bit of a dip. I attribute that to President Donald Trump being able to instill some hope and reassurance to the American people. But in 2021, the suicide rate shot right back up and now sits at 16.4 per 100,000 people. Now that is an unacceptable statistic. There needs to be something done about it. People who are in trouble need to find the help, and that help needs to be available. And increasingly, the uh, mental health section is quite busy. So it is very limited the ability for people to get treatment, much less an evaluation. And the way the Medicaid and Medicare and insurance companies are going, they're trying to push down the rates, make it less profitable, try to make it less profitable, and therefore for those that need it to get it. Now, in my perfect world, everybody should have mental health services available to them, just like we have physical health services available to us. And there are people out there working on parity between the physical health and the mental health. I myself am working for parity, and I'm in contact with the state, letting my grievances be known, and putting forward some of my ideas to the proper channels connected to the proper people, and I believe that I'm beginning to make inroads to make a difference. Now, the thing is, one form of suicide is going out and shooting a whole bunch of people. And then you hope that the cops shoot you. I, I believe that to be another form of suicide. But it may or may not be reflected in these statistics. But let's talk about the mass shootings for a minute. During Obama's reign, mass shootings became quite frequent and quite regular and quite common. Let me turn around. Somebody shoot up a school or a grocery store or bank. Many times is they're frustrated at voicing their grievances with their co-workers and not being heard. Those are some Not all, but some. Others have voiced dissatisfaction with society. Now, the commonality with all of them is they have all lost hope, and they think it is better to die fighting for what they believe, and what it is they believe in at the time is to kill a whole bunch of until they themselves are killed. That is unacceptable. The mass shootings are unacceptable. But the left would have you think that taking away the guns from the law abiding people is the answer. Now, I don't believe that's the answer. We need to take a look at gun control in the light of the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment to the United States promises that the right to bear arms shall not be infringed. Now, what does that mean? That means that we can all carry a weapon on our person. We can all have them in our homes. We can be responsibly own a firearm or other weapon. And mind you, just about anything can be a weapon. Toenail clippers can make an effective dagger if the need arises. Fingernail file. I've heard about people getting killed with fingernail file. A weapon is just something in hand to bodily injury about another. And the only time that force like that should be used is in one's own defense. Because unless it is in one's own defense, it is a violation of the other person's rights. So if the other person is already attacking you, you have a right to defend yourself. You're only standing up for your own civil rights because they have forfeited theirs in the attack. So let's take a look at gun control. If we take away all the guns from the law abiding citizen, who's going to be left that has the guns? Criminals. Because they regard neither the law nor man nor anything else. And when we're disarmed in front of armed people, Who are the winners going to be? Criminals. They're the ones that are going to win. They're in it to win it. And they don't care to take bodies along the way. They just kill the rest of us and be done with it. Especially those of us that love our liberty and are willing to fight and die for it. Now, as we come into Memorial Day, remember those who have fought and died for our liberty and our freedom, whether they be in the military, whether they be the police, whether they be the first responders, or even the common patriot, which incidentally is not very common more at all. I don't see people jamming in the streets very much, speaking the words of liberty and freedom. I hear hate, dissension, and racism. Hate, dissension, and racism is all I hear from the White House on down. And quite frankly, I'm tired of it. I would love to see more people speaking of the words of faith, liberty, and freedom. The freedom that is within God, the freedom that is apart from God, the freedom that is a part of God, the freedom to choose our own path without government interference. The government has no right to intrude on the affairs of its citizenry. It is we, the people, by our consent, allow the government to work, allow the government to be, and allow the government to thrive. The government is a necessary evil.